Good evening, Melrosians the world over. I'm Tom Catalini.
I'm Sam Hammer.
I'm Tom Shampoo.
I'm Jen LeClaire.
And I am Steve Casella.
And this is Let's Talk Melrose. Melrose, it's a show where Melrosians talk to Melrosians about Melrose for the 200th time. Congratulations, everybody.
200 episodes. That is unbelievable.
That's twice as many as 100.
Yay us. Yay us. Hey, I will say the 100th episode, 100 episodes ago, we did the pizza van night, drive around live, went to Steve Casella's house.
I remember.
Right.
Went to Mayor Broder's house,
pajamas,
and it was my birthday. It was my birthday. That was a special gift for that. So anyway.
And we promised Steve that we wouldn't bother him again for another 100 episodes.
This time I got more warning than Tom texted me asking me if I was still up.
Right.
Are you still awake? Anyway, welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday.
Hi, happy anniversary.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Happy anniversary. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
200.
So
yes,
Steve,
you
in the
pulled
world of
you pulled me and Steve out of retirement.
yes, thank you.
Yeah,
And
no kidding.
Steve, in your media analysis, how have we fared over these 200 episodes?
I mean, as has been true since the very beginning, the absolute leading show about Melrose in the 8:30 p.m. Facebook Live time slot.
Killing it. Amazing. So I heard that we have one of our surprises is that we've opened it up. We've invited the whole wide world to join us into. So there are guests in our green room. Only Tom, Champ, and Sam can see who it is. Oh, look at this is amazing.
How beautiful. That lady is so beautiful.
I know.
Yeah, nice. We'll bring surprise guests on and off. Yeah.
So we'll bring on friends and Melrosians throughout the show tonight, and we're just going to talk about it's the day before Valentine's Day. You guys are my galantines and my palantines. That's a new word that I heard just the other day. There's no one I'd rather be spending time with at 8:30 on a Tuesday.
Except
Valentine's Day.
Well praised,
You guys. So we're hoping people will give their shout outs, their love notes to Melrose, and of course, and to us if you feel like it.
And I also have to say that we have a backup already, so people are trying to get in, and
People are trying to get in.
So we're
more than 10?
So if folks could be patient, so we've got 5 people queued up in the room.
Okay.
And as we cycle through our guests, please keep trying to get back in. This is very different than the first days when we had the phone on the desk at the MTV studios.
The phone that we ignored? Yeah.
It rang once.
We told people to call, but we didn't know how to answer the phone. Yeah. Okay, so if we do bring them on, then when we should tell our guests too. Once we bring you on, it's only going to be for a minute, and then when you're back in the green room, if you could log out completely,
we need room for others to join.
All the fans can get in. All right, so we should get into the news first, and then start bringing people in.
We did promise a big announcement, and it might.
There it is.
Tom,
all right, we'll share the news. We have decided that this 200th episode will be the final episode of Let's Talk Melrose. It's been an amazing 200 episodes. It's been about 4.5 years. But I think we all agree that it's time for something else new to start, fresh, and we will be grateful and look forward to what that next chapter may be. But I think for the folks here at LTMM, we're thrilled to have the opportunity to chat with everybody. So many amazing people. Some of them are coming on tonight to join us now, and just so many countless other people that we were able to talk to over the last 4.5 years. I feel grateful to have the chance to work with all of you at different capacities on the show and off the show. But anyway, so that's the news that we're sharing with everybody. Tonight is our last episode.
That is the news. Yeah, thanks, Tom, for breaking the news. I think there's a feeling that we've set out more than we could have hoped and dreamed to accomplish with this show when we started. It went on about 198 episodes more than we expected, and it's been such a fun journey.
We have swag.
So we're all wearing our Let's Talk Melrose t-shirts, drinking out of our Let's Talk Melrose mugs. We just listened to the professionally studio recorded original Let's Talk Melrose theme song recorded by a Melrose band and a Melrose engineer. So it's been just a celebration of Melrose, and we've had a blast doing this. And it's really fun to think back to starting out at the MMTV studio. So kudos to Sam Hammer for sparking this in many ways, and for MMTV immediately jumping on board and supporting us in ridiculous ways that nobody really had the right to. I mean, we did tons of stuff in the studio until reruns forever, until the pandemic hit, and then we found kind of a new angle in this virtual world, and we're able to connect with Melrose Scotland and do so many fun things on this and have so many people join us. So we'll talk more about that. We'll reminisce, but I think we set out to do some things. I think we accomplished a lot, we hope, and we wanted to give Melrose a chance to admire and thank us before we signed off for the last time.
Right. You forget, Tom, also that we also wrote "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," Melrose.
Oh my God! Right, we had a hullabaloo.
We had the Dope Holiday Hullabaloo, where we raised funds for the Mayor's Emergency Fund. We've had several iterations of costumes on this show.
We invented Kindness Punch.
We invented Kindness Punch. That's right. Our contributions to the city of Melrose are
unparalleled, I would say.
Here are some costumes from the past. From the past. There you go.
We also, if you didn't notice, we're also the award-winning. We cleaned up at Melrose Rotary Family Feud event.
Family Feud.
Award-winning team right here. So yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Sam and thank you. This really was your brainchild, and you see opportunity everywhere to do good and really fun and engaging things in Melrose. You saw MMTV for the amazing resource that it is to do what you do best, which is connect Melrosians, our friends and neighbors, and have conversations with one another. Really, that is you. And so I've had a chance to meet all kinds of super cool people. And have really interesting conversations and learn about the community that I live in and the people that are my neighbors. And so I'm forever grateful for this opportunity. It's been, and I've also never laughed harder than with all of you.
Nice.
And I think that's how we were able to get to 200 and we talked about what we brought to this community, but really it was
some of us got to 200.
But it really was, we knew we could find Melrosians to introduce Melrose to, and that is the benefit of this show, is exposing each other to.
That was the best part of the show.
I've missed a couple episodes, Sam.
That's the best part of the show.
Oh, the show's changed, Steve, since you left, man. Welcome to LTMM. Let's expose ourselves now.
Sorry, go ahead, Sam.
No, I was gonna say, should we bring some of our?
Hold on, before we do that, I think Steve might want to kick off. After all, we helped launch quite a successful media career for this man from his time on this show. So I just thought Steve ought to have an opening statement maybe before we go to our guests.
Definitely kicked off the burgeoning media empire that I now sit atop. No, seriously, the time that we're in right now, just sort of in a broader sense, so much is about the decline of local media and how people can't find out what's happening in their own community. And even places like Melrose, which have had some local media, you still don't really know what's happening in the community, even if you know what's happening at City Hall. And something that this show really did was it showed what's happening in the community. Every show you'd watch, it was like learning something new about what's happening right around the corner, about the cool stuff your friends and neighbors are up to. So I really thoroughly enjoyed watching it, and every time I've been on, I've thoroughly enjoyed that. So definitely a bummer, but we'll miss it.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. That's nice.
Awesome.
Very kind words.
Melrose, we have a lot of really talented volunteers that do a lot of amazing work in Melrose. So you're right. It's the things that are happening out in the community by the people who do that work. It's great. Yeah.
I just want to show this. This is the first episode.
Oh my God.
September of 2019.
Steve looks like what do you mean there's a show? I signed up to be on the panel.
If you missed it, here it is again. Tom and Steve both have suits and ties on.
Oh, we were high class when this started.
That's the way the show goes. All right, let's bring on
before
our first
we started
guest.
exposing each other.
Yeah. Let's bring on our first guest. This is a surprise. They have no idea they're coming on, so I hope everybody's ready to be on.
Right, get ready.
If we pick you, I'm looking at all right. Well, we lost it. All right, here we go. Let's start right here.
Hey!
Julie
hey!
Nolan.
You're on the air.
Oh my gosh. I just took my headphones on and I was talking to my husband and then I heard you going, wait a minute, what's happening? And I'm like, what?
So wait,
oh my goodness.
All right, welcome.
I am so grateful for the show. You people are amazing. And here's the thing. This is a chapter. And there's going to be another chapter. That's what it is. You're going to figure it out. But you brought a lot of stuff to Melrose. You guys are all talented. Honestly, I loved every minute being on your show. I can't even, I was like off the rails most of the time, but whatever. No, it's a great idea. And it's just something that I understand on some level because I had my talk show and then after the pandemic, I couldn't do it anymore. It just wasn't in my world anymore. I didn't want to go back and I went forward. And that's what you guys are all going to do. You're going to go forward. I don't know what you're going to do, but it's going to be great. Do you know what I'm saying?
Thanks so much, Julie. And it is great. It is somewhat comforting to hear from somebody who's just been a Melrosian who's produced so many different things over the years about that. I appreciate that about the, this is a chapter. So
it's a chapter. It's not a negative. It's you did something great and now it's time for something else. That's all. That's what I see. And I remember going to MMTV and feeling like embarrassed almost, like I don't know how to do the Julie Nolan show anymore because everybody's life has changed. My life has changed, blah, blah, blah. And we came up with the Opportunity Variety Show, which is off the rails, but it was what I wanted. I said to them, I want something really, really lighthearted, half hour of nonsense because of the life that we're living right now. Yeah. So I think you guys have to look at what you've done and what you've brought had so much merit for its time. And now it's not a negative. I've said it 17 times. I'm just saying this is like you've set a foundation and now whatever you want to do, you're ready to do. And even if you all came back to the Victorian Fair and chittily chatted, whatever. No, I'm just saying, like, that's the whole idea of media, information, inspiration. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you do. You do it, and then when it gets a little weak.
When it gets a little weak and monotonous, you do it like 150 more times, and then you wrap it
up. Well, okay, that didn't come out right. Right, but I'm just saying, like, if you're not passionate in the content and whatever, not that I'm saying, I'm just saying, like, it is always everything starts and ends. Everything. Every Mary Tyler Moore show, you know what I mean? Like, it has an arc and there it is. So I think you guys have been fantastic.
Right.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
that's very
we're
kind.
considering
Thank
our
you.
we're working on our spinoff. We're trying to figure out how to spin off.
The Jen
Oh, I'm
LeClaire
all for
show.
it. I'm
Yeah,
all for it. I would be happy to figure that out for you guys. Not that you're asking, but I'm just
We
saying.
have,
Meeting on the side. All right, I think we
thank,
gotta.
yeah, we have
Thank you.
other
Say
folks
bye
looking to
to
get on.
Thank
all
you,
the
Julie.
Julie,
Julie.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Julie. All right.
That's
this
very
is-
nice. Very nice.
All right,
Kind
who we got
words.
next?
Kind words. Who's next? Oh,
Wow. Mike Karaji.
The Karaji kid.
The Karaji.
What kind of cowards would quit informing local residents about news?
Your kind and my kind.
Who does that?
right. Who would do that?
That's big
Hey,
shoes to
Yeah,
fill.
Mike, you have experience at the next chapter. You know,
You have experience as a quitter,
much-
yeah.
It's much less angry. It's much less city council-y, and it's nice.
City council.
Constantly.
It's a lot less. It's really nice.
Yeah, I ran into Karaji. I ran into you at Wood and Fire,
Mhm.
and you were blissfully having a lovely dinner with your gorgeous, adorable wife, and you were blissfully ignorant of everything that was going on, and you looked amazing. I was like, what is that like?
It's better than any skincare routine. It's just
Yes, he gets his nails did now. He's got it all.
So
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just jumping in now, but you guys are hanging it up. From what I
yes, that was the big
Nice.
announcement, Mike. So the 200th episode, we couldn't figure out what to do for the 200th episode. So then we figured, you know what? Let's stick the landing and call it a wrap. We Tom very eloquently spoke about this in the beginning, but we think we've kind of, it's run its course. We set out. I think we did a lot of things we set out to do, and it's time, as Julie said, I think, for the next chapter. But as we're discussing this and thinking back to the the early days and in the studio, and when we first connected with you, it was just an awesome partnership. You were the reporter on the beat and totally came on the show multiple times and helped continue the conversation, because I know you had a lot of good reporting and you participate in the community page, but it was nice that you were a personable voice and interested to continue the conversation on the show. I always appreciated that a lot, and I think viewers did as well. And then I remember specifically the overnight parking ban crazy story, and that's like not broadcast. That parking commission meeting isn't on MMTV, and you were in the room, and then you were calling us on the phone.
I felt like I was like overseas and like in the war. Calling, yeah, that was great. I mean, you guys have done such a great job. Like I sure you guys have at this point now such a great appreciation of like the awesome burden or the terrible power or whatever it might be called of like being who people rely on to get their information, their local information that's like just not available anywhere else. I mean, it's so hard to because it's so hard to either monetize or because you have to have people breaking their backs to kind of get it in a really fair way. And because especially local news, I mean, you guys, the things you people talk about and maybe the people you guys report on, you see these people at Dunkin' Donuts, you see these people walking down the street. I mean, it's not like you're behind some anonymous username, or it's not like you're talking about someone who's in DC. These are like your neighbors and your representatives and like, again, your people you see at the coffee shops and stuff. So it's really hard sometimes to have that balancing act of can we keep people informed fairly and still maintain our personal relationships and all that stuff. It's those are things that I encountered and whatnot, and and so I'm really happy that you guys got squeezed 200 episodes out of it, and I'm sure there's no.
Wait, what did you squeeze? I'm sorry.
So you guys had a mediocre concept and you squeezed 200 episodes out of it. We got the swag.
The over-under was like 37, and I hit the under. I couldn't believe you guys hit 200. So
200. That's crazy.
I don't know if people wanted us to. We did it anyway.
That's right.
But can I ask before is there a next chapter, or did I miss I think you said
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
To be determined.
Yes. Yeah. No announcement on that, friends. So we'll see.
Great.
So we have to sort of let go of this project to leave space for the next one to bloom.
Right.
Yep.
I would say, you always leave them wanting more. I'm not sure. I think that was a while ago, but I'm happy you guys so far.
We're going to leave them wanting less for once.
I'm so glad he came on board.
We always do things a little different around here.
Oh, that's great.
All right, I gotta run.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.
Take care.
Dialing in.
Take care. We'll see you later.
Oh my
All
God.
right, we have more
that
guests to bring on.
All right, let's
More
go.
guests to
Let's
bring
go.
on.
Go.
Look who it is.
Oh,
Michelle
Queen
Carson, who brought us
Carson.
champagne during
Yes.
episode 100.
Yes. And now I'm going to run around to all of your houses and bring you more shit. No, I'm going to bed. It's past my bedtime. First of all, I think not having Karaji on as a regular host,
Right.
missed opportunity. Whew.
Yep.
The guy does.
But
He doesn't
you know
have to
what?
say yes all the time. He's
I
not
know.
easy.
But talk about having space for the next thing, that could be in his future. But anyway, so yeah, it's funny. I'm like, don't know how to operate this thing. I've like clicked out a few times, and I clicked out during the big announcement, and I came back and I was like trying to put the pieces together. So, but I understand what's happening now.
Yeah.
So congratulations on 200. That's amazing. Amazing. And yeah, I'll say I was at the Hullabaloo. I visited Sam on Main Street, like in front of Petroni's once. Do you remember that, Sam?
You brought us pizza.
Yeah, the outside episode. I don't know why that was happening. The
Neither
van
do I.
stopped. The van
There you
stopped
go,
by,
please.
and I brought out bubbly.
Can you see this? Can you see what's on the screen?
Wait a
Carson?
minute. Carson and
Karaji.
Karaji.
Yes.
Is that like a detective show set in
It
Melrose?
sounds like that's frightening. Oh boy,
Kind of. Yeah, I would.
that
like
would be
too.
something. That'd be
That's a great. Carson and Karaji flows off the tongue. It's
Yeah.
a great idea.
But it would have to be like 2:00 in the afternoon because I go to bed early. I'm old. But I'll be quick. You guys are amazing. You are good-hearted, you have big hearts, talented, funny. I got to know most of you much better this summer, and that was also super fun. I count you among my tightest buddies, and I'm very grateful for that. So I love you all. Good luck with whatever comes next. And I know I am at the other end of a text. I will be finding out what it is, pretty quickly. I hope. Don't make me, don't make me have to ask Karaji what's next for you guys.
Okay. We won't leave you hanging. And I would say back at you, Michelle Carson. You are one of my absolute favorite Melrosians. And people on the globe, never mind Melrose. You are
nothing like the Mutual Admiration Society. I love it. I mean,
Michelle, you've done a number of projects in town and you've written a lot of chapters in your Melrose book. So yes, thank you for everything, and we'll be happy to hear any advice you have about how to turn those pages and turn those corners.
Oh, I'll tell you, doing less is more.
I was gonna say, Michelle,
doing less is more.
Is just say yes to whatever the next ask is.
No meetings. No, just say no to meetings.
The less is more is in my book these days too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very cool. Very cool.
But congrats, you're awesome. Love you all.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Michelle.
you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. Well, this is coming in and out, so I'm trying to get this person to come.
Can I
on.
just ask while you're working on that? Why didn't we do this every week? Just have people dial in and tell us how great we are.
Finally figured out how to run this show.
There we go. All right, we're adding now. We have no video though.
No video for Linda.
Linda, do you have video for us to see you?
Oh, bummer.
We've
Linda
been having a
is
problem. We've been having a
historian,
problem
Steve.
with that. Yeah.
If you saw the episode, you know who Linda Granfield is. She's our Melrosian. She lives in Canada now. She watches every week. She's a historian. She's about to write our history tonight for us.
Yeah.
On the show, but we'll catch her. All
right.
Yeah.
Here's another one. We need video. We need video of this person. Come on, Yael.
Let's go.
Can you guys actually hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Here I thought I was finally going to make it 200 episodes and avoiding Sam getting me off the show.
No, we can't. That's not right. This is perfect.
Yes, guys. Yeah, if I had known that I was going to be on camera, I probably would have closed the closet door or, taken a shower today.
Yeah. None of
Congrats,
us did.
guys.
Thank you
Congrats
so much.
on a
Thank you.
great run. Hope you guys are feeling really proud. And yeah, I know you guys are always going to get into some more hijinks. So obviously the best is always yet to come. So yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, best of luck with the next adventures.
Well, congrats.
We'll call you for the hijinks.
Yes, we will.
We will.
Well, I mean,
Sure.
I'm always down for hijinks.
Yeah.
But only if Karaji and Carson are in with me.
Right.
That needs to happen. That's really
Yeah,
that
yeah.
needs to happen.
Congrats on your live pod last night with Steve. I heard it was good. It was sold out immediately.
It was. Yeah, no,
Wait.
we had a good time.
You were with Steve last night?
Yeah, Steve and I are coworkers now.
Oh wow!
We're-
There's so much happening.
Yes. If you want to have fun, try going to Wegmans at 3:00 before a snowstorm with Steve trying to load up a car full of food.
Yes.
People went crazy yesterday with the snowstorm and then the snowstorm that wasn't. So I just want to give a shout out to all the parents who are stuck at home today with children who were not sledding or doing anything.
Right.
Hey, is Steve one of those guys with the like this shell game thing? So he's got like a company that launches a podcast that hires his own catering company, and he's just
Yes.
clearing margin at every layer.
He's paying
Yes, and
himself
I
with
own
someone
the
else's
catering counter at Wegmans, so it kind of all
Right.
Right. I see. how this
Genius.
goes.
Genius.
We
We
knew.
did a podcast last night just talking about Twitter, actually. So much less fun, much less congenial and enjoyable, I think, than this one, just in terms of the topic. But that's what that was about.
What
Probably
was the,
far
what
more
was the
informative, though.
what do Melrose? What do the LTMM viewership need to know about that takeaways from the Twitter discussion? I think it was around journalists and whatnot, but like, is there something takeaway for the Melrosians from any of that?
Yeah, I mean, there is in a sense, which is like probably a number of people both on screen right now and who are watching used to be on Twitter and connect with people on Twitter, and now are either not on it or not connected with each other because there was a moment where even a community, a place is small relative to the whole of Twitter, Melrose, there was still enough people tweeting about what was going on to make it worth doing. So like you could find out some of what was happening at different community meetings. You could find out if there was, when play tickets were going on sale and like what, why there was a helicopter buzzing overhead or something like that. And now that's just completely gone.
Yeah. Didn't you once borrow a shovel from Paul Broder? You like tweeted out you needed a shovel and he responded and he brought you a shovel.
Yes. That kind of thing. I mean,
That
now
part.
it doesn't happen anymore.
No.
So,
No,
anyway,
I agree. It used to be. It's interesting the way that you just outlined that. Like even the little microcosm of Melrose, you could find that in the vast Twitter sphere, and it had exactly that kind of information. Like there was a lot more of kind of like what was going on at the municipal level and like representative level. That's where you would go for that, and it's gone.
and maybe the beauty of it was that it was lightweight, because the Melrose community page has 17,000 people on there, and certainly a lot of shovel and snow plowing posts were going up recently. But my favorite is when somebody needs like heart surgery or something, and they go to the Melrose community page to like get recommendations. They recommend. Yeah, the range of things. But maybe Steve, you think like forums like the Facebook community page are just like too sort of like heavy or onerous compared to like Twitter?
I don't know. I mean, there's certainly other sources of information, and I admit that I use them less still, even now with Twitter gone. But, for those of us who did primarily use Twitter, like there is something lost for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of the local connections, also just people that initially because you tweeted at them or they tweeted at you or you read something they tweeted and then you met them. I guess that Sam, I think you and I probably read each other's tweets before we ever met, for instance, and then it's like, well, I know you from Twitter, and that's still, it's just a thing that doesn't really the network's not growing anymore. You know, there's still the networks that did exist that are kind of weaker, but you're not still growing it and meeting new people.
Yeah, and I guess I would say that rings true for me. So I've been off Twitter for a bit now for a whole bunch of reasons. But back in the day, like somebody like Finn McSweeney would be at a ped bike meeting or City Hall, and he would be sort of live tweeting kind of what's happening, and you don't see that sort of thing on Facebook. I don't know why, but you just sort of don't.
I think it's a different platform, man.
Yeah, the exact same thing, which is the Bike Ped Committee. That is how I would know anything happening in town, was that all of the transit nerds were on Twitter telling us what was going to be happening in Melrose. And somebody brought up at the podcast last night that what's sad about the sort of collapse of Twitter is that it's sort of mirroring the loss of that third space that used to exist for us before the pandemic. We at least had that digital third space between our homes and our work, that we still had this place to socialize and gather, and that post-pandemic, we're still figuring out what that physical space is, but without Twitter, we've lost that digital space as well. And so the big question is, where do we create those sort of low-level casual connections? And so obviously, you guys have created.
Well, it's not going to be here.
Yeah, right.
Right. So we're all nomads.
Like they say at last call, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Well, I was looking for the comment, but somebody said the new brewery in Melrose is actually one potential, and that's that's
a great idea.
So that is the sorry, Tom. I just want to I jump back on the brewery soapbox for a minute, because I didn't even drink beer, but I wrote a bunch of letters and supported that, because I think that does represent on some level a physical space where there's a cross section of people meeting. The beer gardens that you champion, Tom Shampoo, were not frat parties, but they were multi-generational community events with a lot of just kind of meet and greet, chit chat, talking about what's happening on. I'll see you later.
She had to go.
So there was a community space that's not so focused on one particular segment of the community. So there are places where young people go, where older people go, where people who like steak go, where vegans go, whatever. The beer I don't know why beer, and I don't even like beer again, but for some reason, those elements that create like a multi-generational, low-key sort of place for people to interact.
It's what I was saying. It's called a third space. It's like your coffee shop and stuff like that.
Right.
Sorry, Tom, go ahead.
I have one more guest to bring on, say hello. And then after that, we're going to do a quick little round of what we've been grateful for the opportunity to talk to Melrose and with Melrose, and invite Melrose into this conversation over 200 episodes. So
did all the guests go away, or that was all of them?
No, we're all going to stay. Yeah.
Well, Linda's still Linda Granfield's still having trouble connecting.
She's still having, but she's not connecting.
But there's space if anybody else wants to dial in.
This is, I believe, this person was our most guest-hosted person we've had on the show.
Hey!
The Joan Rivers of LTMM.
The one and only.
Well, you couldn't have Linda Granfield, so you just got this Linda. Sorry.
Hey,
it's been my honor. It's been my honor and pleasure to be the most guest hosted person. I don't know if I was or not, but I did it several times over the years. And I was also a guest to talk about things that I'm involved with in Melrose. And I really appreciate that. This has been an amazing journey. I've gotten to see how the sausage is made, the behind the scenes, which has been. Stephanie, oh my gosh. Stephanie's coming like crazy tonight. I love it.
Stephanie's going to become a top fan on the
I love it. Yeah. No, seriously, it's always so much fun to hang out with this crew, and I'm going to miss it. I am. Yeah, you guys have really added such an amazing service to the community. So.
Well, thank you for all you've done for this show, Linda. You were the one who guest hosted the most, and like you said, you were a guest on several episodes and really helped keep the conversation going, because I know you're involved in so many different things in the community. So thanks for everything you've done for the show and for the community.
The guest hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll let you get to your next segment, but thank you. Love you all. Mwah.
Thank you. You're the
Thank
best.
you.
You're the best.
A few people texted in to just send some well wishes. So here's one from Chetta Green.
Oh, nice.
Last show. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks for all you've done for the city with the platform. Here's from Stephanie Nelson. Such an awesome way to celebrate the magic in Melrose.
Also, one of the most amazing Melrosians.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had this one from a show past. I just have a few. Tomorrow night, Steve. Oh, no, wait, hold on.
That's happening Thursday night this week.
Yes, I can't wait to see that. The video has to go somewhere.
Yes.
We had this
Karaoke Steve.
Dad joke ahead. That was and I forgot about bringing this on when Mike was on here. This is a real quote from Liquor Commission meeting. They were tickety-tackety with some liquor things from our past reporter.
That's true.
We are expected to know very little about a lot of things.
True.
And then,
my favorite. Yeah.
And then this one is life is too short and this show is too awesome from our friend Mark Hall at the Knights.
Nice.
So,
and we have another guest.
This is not news. What we said is not actual facts. So as we bring our next guest, we can apologize in advance. Exclamation point. Nothing we've said on here have actually been facts.
Can I pause for? Oh wait, did you just read Linda Granfield's thing?
No.
Okay, so before we bring on our next guest, Linda Granfield apologizes. Her computer is a mess, so she asked, "Can we read this out?" It says, "I have loved your smiles, the laughter on a boring Tuesday night, and you've kept me up to date on my hometown. I wish I could hop on a plane here in Toronto and be there in a moment. So much to do and people to meet. Good luck with your next chapter. Hey, I'm a writer and I know chapters. You are the best."
Wow, thank you. Cheers.
You so much.
And the best is in all caps, by the way.
No,
the best is in all caps.
Well, not the.
No, not the. Best. You are the best.
We have another person to bring on, so let's say hello.
Thank you, Linda.
Hey!
Oh, somebody else familiar with next chapters.
It was the thought crossed my mind.
Yeah, look at that.
You all still have income, so it's all.
Hey, how are you, Paul?
Drive to your house this time.
Yeah.
So this isn't the horse race. I thought we were doing.
That's Steve here. We're good. Welcome. Thanks for coming on.
No, my pleasure. I was, not delighted to hear the news, but delighted to get the invite. Y'all have had fun with it, and I've had fun with a lot of stuff, and kind of some of the lanes that you all are in, and not always had fun with some of the lanes that you're in, and that to lose that is really a shame, because you do need what we just heard, like the smiles. It's going to sound a little, smiles kind of matter. That's what the brewery is all about. You touched on the brewery. Thank you for mentioning the brewery. This too shall come, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, thank you for setting all that in motion.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you.
You've been a
And
champion.
thank you for always being supportive and positive, and throughout our tenure. But also, I have to remind us here and tell Steve, because he wasn't there, that you were present on the porch when this idea.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I should have got more airtime.
Yeah, you were sitting right at the picnic table on the porch across the street, and we said, "You know what? This is information people need to know. We should just have a show."
People want to talk about.
I don't think you agreed, but I think
you were there.
The devil's in the details. That's to be sure.
You were part of the conceptualization of it all.
Yes,
and the fun of it. It is, that's you always have a choice about how you carry yourself, how you want to present yourself, right? And make a choice to stick a smile on your face and talk about some. Doesn't always have to be good stuff, but a lot of good people out there. Give them a voice, give them a listen. That's not such a bad thing, right?
Right. Right.
Right.
And if you remember, because you were there on the porch, apparently I was not there, but the whole premise and idea for the show is not so much that it was like hard reporting news or trying to, get a this or that. This is what Melrosians are talking about to their neighbors at the level of information that they have easily available to them, right? It's the conversations that are happening around town without digging into, having access to or digging into some of the harder to find information that might have been out there on issues that affect us all. So this is, that's why we never did too much research, because we wanted to just be every month. Right? That was why.
A certain efficiency there. I like that.
It's what people are talking about to their neighbors. So it has been fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you were. I don't know if you weren't there, Jen, because we came up with our girl running team, and I think you would have poo-pooed that immediately.
You came up with a girl running team?
We were gonna do a relay race. Remember that?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Well, I'm anti-exercise, so I'd have poo-pooed that in any way, shape, or form.
I can't say the name of the team on the air. Oh no, right?
That is
Paul, what advice do you have for us closing one chapter and maybe starting another or venturing to something else?
Don't force it, right? Take it if you have time and energy. Not that it's all about me, but let's look at it through a Paul lens, shall we? Why not? You build the cool thing. Who knows what the next thing could be? It's not like y'all have fallen off the face of the earth, right? And folks, this isn't all you do. This is many things y'all do, and who knows which way it's gonna go. I mean, you all have a certain skill set, right? You all enjoy each other. You have a great communication style, and that can manifest itself in ways like you probably haven't even imagined yet. And that's just like, let it happen, man. Don't worry about it. Right. We got to build this, LTMM2 with, Ridley Scott or something like that. I would just, when the vibe hits, you'll get it. We'll be out at the picnic table again and off you go.
All right. Sage advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're right that we're not sitting around. We all do, as you know, we all do lots of other. We all have a lot of other endeavors here in this community, so that take up time and resources and brain power and
everything. It's a lot.
Yeah.
This didn't require any of those things to.
Right. This was easy.
I was going to say, let's not confuse activity with results here.
No. You can go 24/7, right? Lack of content should never be a reason to not go on.
We've never had that problem.
Those are words we've lived by.
That was never an obstacle for us.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Oh, gosh, my pleasure. We'll see you around the block.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, Paul.
All right. So we wanted to take a few minutes too, as we close out. I wanted to take a few minutes for each of us to give a couple of minutes on thoughts on our time, not just here on the show and talking with so many great people, but also reflect a little bit on how we feel like Melrose has changed over our time here on the show, which has been, again, 4.5 years or longer than 4.5 years. And any thoughts that we want to share individually around what the show has meant and what we feel like the community means to us.
Well, you should go first.
That's not small. Yeah, you go.
All right, sure.
First.
So I will.
You first.
I'll point. So there's many things that I think we've done that's been a joy, and I think as Paul put it, and Linda Granfield as well, just some smiles on a Tuesday evening was a lot of fun to be able to provide some of that. But really, what I feel, and I think Yael has a question for us, by the way, here in the comment section here. Why do we think the city is so unique, and what is it that makes it special? I feel like at its core, the city cares about itself. The people in the community care about the people in the community. And I've always felt welcomed here. I've always felt a part of this community. I've always felt that people cared for my placement within the community. I think the activities that we see each other trying to maintain and build and grow individually or as groups really, I think, shines a light on how great the community really is. We see each other walking around town. It's a walking town. So you see people as you're walking down to get a coffee. You see people as you're walking down for something else. People wave to each other and say hi. It just maintains that sense of community in a way, to me, that feels like it's irreplaceable. And I think people feeling like they belong is the most important thing you can feel. And I hope and I believe that the city is always trying to get to that place where everybody feels like they do belong. We're not there, but I think people want to get there. And I think the show has helped have those kinds of conversations. And so I've been amazed to meet some of the people who live here and do the work that they do to get to that point of making Melrose a better city. So that's what I've been grateful for.
Whoa. Yeah, what he said. I can't top that. I would say, all right, I'll go next. I agree that the level of talent and creativity and intellect of my friends and neighbors in Melrose has been inspiring and unbelievable. And it's inspired me to try to be better also and smarter and all those things. I agree that that sense of community when you get here is tangible. I feel the village. I feel cared for here. I feel like everybody here is who I want to spend my time with. It's easy to get engaged here. You have a sense of possibility. You can do the things that you want to do. There's always people to collaborate with to help build the community that we want to live in. If you have creative ideas, they are possible. Sometimes not always easy. Sometimes there's some roadblocks, but you will find that the people to help you and to make these things happen. It's been remarkable here. I will never leave here.
Oh, nice.
I can talk about the community. I guess I would say, to me, echoing what you all have said, it's very neighborhoody. I think to me that's the distinction in Melrose. So I've lived in 2 different neighborhoods in Melrose. Each one was super amazing. And then I'd met friends from around town, and I would go visit their neighborhoods, and they have amazing neighborhoods. So there's folks across town, and it's like there's a group of 4 or 5 houses, and they're all like in bands and playing music together. And we've done that in this neighborhood. My old neighborhood was super friendly, and it's just like it's all over town. It's very neighborhoody, and then collectively, it's like a big neighborhood. Mike Karaji was talking about that. You're walking around town, and you see people who are involved and active in the community at Dunkin' Donuts or wherever. So to me, that's the vibe. It is unique. I don't think it's for everybody. So you have to like living really close to the house next door, and you have to be up for that vibe. And so maybe that helps kind of create the neighborhood feel and sustain it, because I probably attracts people that, if you want to have a big yard and be separate from your neighbors and live, you're probably not going to choose Melrose. And so it's the people that favor that, like I do, that brings you here. And I found it all over town. So I thought that was a key thing for me. As far as this project, Let's Talk Melrose, this has been a blast. I just really have appreciated working with you all. Just super smart, talented people with a kick-ass sense of humor. There's nothing I love better than smart people who like to make dumb jokes and just just have laughs. And no, seriously, like you're all super talented, thinking seriously and deeply about like issues that matter, and also have like a silly sense of humor. And I think bringing that together is super attractive to me and very powerful. And I have loved every minute of it on this project, and just getting to know you all elsewhere. I'm so pleased that we've been able to bring that to the community, and to some extent it's stuck, for those who are interested to dial in every once in a while and sort of check it out. I felt like we created a little bit of an inside joke that everybody was a part of. And I feel like that was, I'm proud of that, and I thank you all for your partnership in that endeavor.
I can't go last. So I have to go next.
I hope it was an inside joke and that we're not just being laughed at. Maybe a little of both, but yeah. Well
Hey, if we don't know the difference, does it matter?
Right.
No, I have to go next. Since I can't go last. And first of all, yes, everything that everybody said so far, and particularly, I think for me anyway, and for my family when we moved here, and as we've had our family here, the images that really stick in my head are, there's a set of houses that are kind of all looking at each other across the street, and at any given time, the kids just come outside and see who's out there and play with whoever's out there, and there's another set around the corner, and it kind of bleeds into one big sort of set of kids just playing whatever with whomever. And that Tom, when you were talking about neighborhoods, that I think is really what it is. And that's what really makes this community, I can't imagine like not wanting the things that this community has to offer in that sense. And then for the show, I think that's kind of what it did. Like it brought that sense of neighborliness and neighborhood and just community to to the big screen. I don't know, the little screen. It brought it to
Little boxes.
and every time I was on her, I would watch. It just was that's what it felt like. It feels like Melrose. This show feels like Melrose on a screen.
No, that's really nice.
That's so great.
That's great.
Great. Okay. Thank you all for coming. So I can't say enough. I think we're 29,000 people in 4, give or take, square miles, and we self-organize to make our own community in this tiny little piece of Massachusetts. And I think that's what brings us together. And to find out that 4 blocks away is a guy who reports on political commentary on CNN, and another 2 blocks away is the person who runs things of this major global corporation. Like, it's the community in and of itself is everyone that lives here brings something very big and special and unique to this community. Down the street is the woman who puts together near free dances for our middle school kids. Like, where everybody is participating in this community somehow as we are all kind of layered together. And I really do think this show, we could have had 29,000 episodes and never have gotten bored, because we do have something really special here. And I just feel very grateful that you all said yes. And that we said yes. And we talked about really, important and hard things. And in a time when we all needed it and the world needed to stay connected somehow. So to our dozens of viewers, thank you for participating in this social experiment.
Especially top fans. Thank you, top fans.
Yes.
For keeping us laughing.
Tireless top fans.
They're upstairs hooting and hollering probably at the Bruins game. But but yeah, it took all of us to bring Melrose to life. And I think every one of us, all 29,000 of us, actually bring something that invaluable to what we do here in our city. So,
and necessary too. Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you and shout out to our friends at MMTV for
Mike Miner and the guys over there.
Mary Beth, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Yep. The yes people for sure.
Yeah.
And we also cannot go without mentioning Eugenia Gibbons, who was the OG host. She's not able to make it, I don't think, but she was original. I think she's here in this picture.
Yes.
Nope. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, she's in the picture. Yep. So again, this is our first episode ever in September of 2019. I do have a couple more pictures I just want to show quickly because it's sort of the four of us. Here we are during COVID. Here we are at the beer garden. Oh. That was nice. And here is some random event. Tom Catalini has a guitar in his hand. I don't know what that's about. And then here we are at the fundraiser. And then here's the hullabaloo. We have to show this picture too.
Oh my God.
This is the hullabaloo
in
the studio with the entire crew, including Steve and Eugenia and Mike's back there. And Santa Claus.
Look how new those shirts are.
There we are. Anyway, I loved seeing those pictures, and I wanted to share them again. So
I want to show one more picture before you sign us off, Tom. But we're ready to go.
Okay.
Just the tagline that we actually had meetings and discussed. Tagline should be, and if anybody remembers the other most popular series finale on television, you will recognize.
Oh yeah. See you around.
Well, I use the AI robots to generate it, so that's
apparently they can't spell.
Right, they can't spell yet. So safe.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
yeah, that was. We did a lot of important work in the areas of taglines and quotes and merch.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. The back of the shirt. Yeah.
Yes.
And we never had Debbie on the show.
We couldn't get her on.
Couldn't get her on.
Can you see the quotes? Yeah.
Yes.
These
last
are
week was funnier.
Real quotes from our first few episodes.
That's right.
Last week was funnier.
They do not seem to be getting along with each other. Well, because as you pointed out, Tom, we were in the studio. We had suits and ties, and we were trying to be a little bit professional, but the vibe came through.
Yeah.
It did. Eugenia.
Anyway. All right. Oh my God. All right, you guys. This has been amazing.
Yep.
Love you all pieces. I'll see you tomorrow, probably.
All right. For the rest of the LTMM community worldwide, we'll see you around town.